Welcome to Around the Board, a show where four board game enthusiasts discuss board games and board game topics. On today's show, we've got a Hot or Not segment featuring Bagged and Boarded. We've also got Play Shelf Trade. We've got Daniel is Wrong, where we take him to the woodshed. And atop that segment where we talk about some of our mishaps in the world of crowdfunding. But let's get to our hosts. We've got the Purple People Eater, Kelly McLaughlin. In the orange corner, comprised entirely of Twisted Steel and Sex Appeal, we have Chris, the Old Man Thomason. Dan the Man Connors up in the blue corner, and I am John Jungle Jack Theismann, and you are watching Around the Board. All right, guys.
Hey,
how you doing?
How's it going?
It feels like it's been years since I've seen you all.
It's been
wait. I totally forgot about this. Chris is back. Where's
That's
the big
right.
pop? What?
Right.
We got rid of that bum Andy, and we said, Chris,
Yeah.
come back. And he goes, all right, I guess I will. The people are demanding it, Chris. The people are
They have
demanding
been.
it.
That's what you keep saying. That's what you keep saying.
Hey,
Yeah,
if
it's
we
good to be
get
back.
if we get 1,000 likes on this video, Chris will come back permanently.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Chris. You're safe.
I think our record is 10.
Wow.
So
I was
think we're safe.
processing that in my head. I was like, you know what? I probably don't need to get worried about this.
Yes.
Create 999 accounts.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
you know what? If you go to that level of work, Kelly, all right.
You know,
back.
I just like challenges. This seems like it would be fun just to say, haha.
I mean, it's fine. I already have 14,552. 1,452.
Accounts?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
That's
subscribers.
coincidentally, that's how many subscribers we have.
Yeah.
He tried to
Pure
take the
coincidence.
I credit.
That's true.
What have you been doing, Chris, lately? What new
uh,
venture have you been on?
What adventure have I been on? Man, I really don't know how to answer this
Painting. That's
question.
what you're doing.
Yeah.
Have you played any actual board games?
Have I actually played any actual board games? I have. I've been playing a lot of Power Grid recently. Amazing.
I'm sorry.
No, it's been great. It's been great.
So you played Butthurt.
Yeah. Continuing to still got our DCC group. We haven't met in a couple months because it's the holidays, and women got to drink
Wow.
tea apparently. That's a whole nother story.
What they
Doing
do.
that. I'm actually, just being just being clear here, whatever, the transparent, there it is. Before all this actually show started, there was at one point I was actually thinking about starting my own channel about 40K stuff, because I just don't like competitive miniatures is just a problem. It just doesn't work, and it frustrates me. And so also just in the last few years I've realized, especially more and more, I really just like narrative gaming. So I had this idea of building many different small forces, and then giving them different motivations and stuff on why they want to do X, Y, and Z, why they want to capture this and that. I don't know. In the last few days, I've decided that I want to try to actually complete that project. Now, I won't be doing it on video or on YouTube, but I'm actually going to put the work in and finish the touches on what I was playing, and actually try to get some games in of it. So it's like a narrative-based random armies, because I already have a whole bunch of different armies, so it'll be, roll a die. This is what you're playing today, and it'll move the story forward because X, Y, and Z.
So for those of us that don't know, 40K, is that just like really good quality video?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
it's a technological thing. It's not a video, it's not a board game or a miniatures game at all. It's just 4K times 10. Oh yeah, Warhammer
Nice.
40K.
Ah,
Which is
Really
interesting
just
now.
a lot of plastic and a lot of money.
Well, good.
That's what
Well,
I've been up to. That's what I've been up to.
Yep.
okay.
Well, I'm glad
I'm
you've
sure
been
Daniel
up to
can cut a lot of
something.
that out. So
I'm sure I can. We care, Chris. We care. No, but it's been forever since I've seen you guys, or actually just like 2 hours ago
just
or
a
something
few hours
like that.
ago. Yes.
Because we got an epic game day of board gaming, not 40K, Chris.
No.
Not 40K, just gaming.
Not yet.
And,
38K.
Not yet. Yeah. And with all the things that we did and all the games that we had a blast. There was only like 2 duds, but John, it was a day of highs. And John said, no, wait, guys. Before you leave, it's 1:00 in the morning, and we have to play one more game. And that game was Stranger Things Eggo
Eggo.
Uno. And whatever it was.
Don't you disparage Uno in that name.
Uno is literally not part of the name.
It might as well be, because that's what it was. And John,
Except worse.
I think the most ironic thing about this game, we literally trashed it the entire time. We joked, we laughed. And I was thinking, John put this on his list of 10 games that bring him joy. And I was going to give him a hard time about it. But you know what? We all left laughing that night.
Exactly. Thank you. That's exactly
It might have been at the game.
It might not have been in the
laughing.
spirit of the game. It might have been against the spirit of the game, but you did hoot and a holler, as Daniel likes to say.
A good time was had.
There you go.
One way or another.
Exactly. That's all that's required.
Sure.
It's a good time. Everybody left happy.
Though, John, we talked about it yesterday. I'm going to reiterate it today. You really screwed up, though, because you did not give Chris Barb. For those of you guys that have not played this game, Barb can't win because she's dead. And no matter what you do, you're dead, and you can't win.
Yes,
and I don't know why John didn't just pass that to Chris, because I think it would have been the funniest reaction in all of board gaming. But
for a little backstory, if you play it, you have to rift from the upside down to right side up and get rid of all your cards. That's how you get out on Stranger Things Eggo. But Barb's is her dead and the dark side on both sides of her card. So you start at the dark side. I just knew Chris is very thorough. He would have flipped it over as soon as I gave it to him. I know, and he would have looked at it and like, how come mine's different than everyone else's? But
so I think I would have, only because I'm like, oh, well, I wonder what the art's on the other side. Just like intrigued, not like, oh, I don't trust John. I just be like,
no, just you would have flipped it over. What is this?
I would
What
be
am I
like,
doing
wait, what the heck's going on here? And then you'd be like, well, she's dead. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this game's brilliant.
See, there are little parts like that are good.
I had a gun to my head the entire time.
Did you end up winning, though, Kelly? I think we all won, except
everybody won but
John,
me.
right?
Yeah.
I'm the only one that
serves
died.
him right.
There you go.
But I was the real winner because I won first, which means I played the least amount of the game.
Yeah,
indeed, it's true.
Yeah, me and Daniel got out, and then we just sat there and made fun of the other two.
That's true.
Right. No. All right. Well, that's enough about John is wrong. This episode's supposed to be about how Daniel is wrong.
Exactly.
But I will tell you guys this. I might be wrong about some of the games, but this first game we're going to be talking about, I don't think I'm wrong about. And I think everybody's going to agree with me. But then after that, then we'll get into me being wrong. Okay. So let's get into our first round. Let's go.
Round 1. Fight!
So our first segment, guys, is a game that we were pretty excited to get because while we are new to the scene, we haven't made tons of connections in the industry, but the creators of Bagged and Boarded found their way to us because of my love for comics, and they gave us a pre-release copy of this game to review. We do got to send it back, so it can't be a review and release, and said, this is going to be a hot or not, but this is like pre-hot or not. This is pre-hot or not, because we're going to tell you before this game even comes out if you should buy it. Spoiler alert, you should. Okay, so real quick, we're going to go down to the table. We're going to take a look on what this game is all about and how to play. Again, it'll take like 1 or 2 minutes. This isn't a real playthrough, just so you kind of have an idea. Bagged and Boarded is essentially a worker placement game. Your goal in this game is to collect comics, get them into your bagged area, and then get the bagged comics into your collection. Depending on if they're in your bagged or in your collection, they're going to be worth different values at the end of the game. The value is actually going to be determined here, kind of like a stock market, essentially. This is going to tell you the value of the comics. As you're progressing through the game, some of these comics you can sell at their increased value, or you might want to save it to get it into your display so that your collection is worth more at the end of the game. Each round is broken up into 2 phases. The first phase is you are placing your time cubes out on the board into the different locations. Once all the action cubes have been placed, you're then going to resolve them going in location order. Each square on the location shows you how many cubes it takes to take that action. The other thing that's kind of interesting about this game is that if I travel to the comic store or to the convention, I need to pay a travel cube as well. But once I have paid that travel cubes, I can do whatever I want inside the 2 locations. But when I'm at home, I can either decide what to do for chores. I'm going to get money that way. Or I can come here at the end of the day and I can bag my comics. I can add them to my display, or I can get early bedtime, essentially adjusting the play order. Now, the comic store is where you'll spend most of your time because the comic store is going to allow you to purchase and sell comics. And the way the comics go back on value is by essentially adding them to your collection here. So in this scenario here, I'm going to zoom into my player board. So the way you're going to do that is you're going to try to get your loose comics over to your bagged comics. Then you're going to spend actions to get your bagged comics into your collection. So here I have 4 copies of Octograph, and I'm going to send them into my display. Once the comic is in the display, we're going to increase their value. So since there's 4 now in the collective display, Octograph is now worth 30 money. So if earlier somebody had bought it for like 5 cents, now you can sell it for 30 cents on your turn. So that's kind of how this game is going to flow. You're going to try to find the comics to get into your collection. You're randomly going to encounter comics where you have extra, and you hope that they go up in value so that you can sell them so that you can get your better collection. The other reasons that you're wanting collections is you're going to go to the convention here, and you're going to try to get them autographed with these nifty little autograph tokens, or you're going to try to get your collection graded. Once a collection is graded, they increase in value. So like this one's just a flat $1.20. And that collection can no longer be altered in any way, shape, or form. Also, anytime you add something to your collection, you get one of these superpower cards. They're kind of one-time abilities or sometimes ongoing effects, but you get to look through the deck and pick kind of something that's going to make you unique. Also, something to note is that there are always 3 unique endgame scoring conditions as well that will change the way the game plays ever so slightly. But you're going to do this essentially until selectively people have put 8 different heroes into their display, or a variation of depending on number of players. And then at the end of that, whoever wins, whoever has the most money is going to win. That was a quick overview of Bagged and Boarded. All right, so that is quickly the concept of bagged and boarded. And I'm going to get into this review. I'll go first, and then we'll go around the board as we usually do. Between us talking, we'll interact with what we had said. If anybody is like, Daniel, I can't believe you said that, they can respond. Otherwise, we will take a minute and a half to talk about the game. And this is what I have to say about bagged and boarded.
You should be last.
I think...
Because you're going to take all the hot points.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. That's to get the most points then. No, I'm not doing points this episode. Okay. So this game is at first, it caught my attention because of just the theme. It spoke to the nostalgia of who I am. If you have this your first time watching, I am a big comic book buff, and it was a part of my childhood. And while I never bought a comic book for 10 cents, this game really put me back in that mode of like planning to go to the comic store. I never went to the conventions or anything like that, but like I was always trying to find a good rare comic. I got really excited when a unique one came out. So this theme just really spoke to me. But then it didn't just end at the theme. This also is an economic game, which these are like one of my favorite types of games. I mean, this is pretty much a stock market game that is disguised as a comic book game, because when you put those cards on display, it increases the demand for specific issues or to specific types of comics. And all of a sudden, while I'm locked down with this display where they're not moving, other people are now trying to find that comic because it's scarcity, baby. And all of a sudden, these things are worth a lot more, and they're going to the comic store and they're pawning it off and they're selling it. And then I watch them sell it. It goes into the market, and I'm like, I need to get that because it's going to add to my display, which is going to then add to the value of all my comics I have. So it's a really unique, like, push and pull, because now Chris could go like, well, I could sell this because I need a lot of money, or maybe I hold on to this and start a display on my own, and then that will be worth money. So, but it's an interesting always weighing. Do I sell this or do I keep it? And that's a really good choice. Now, I won't, because I only have a minute and a half and I don't want to take everybody's points. I won't talk too much more about what I like about the game, but I will talk about something that I wasn't a big fan of the game, or maybe a small flaw. I do think that this is a game that I would want to play maybe once every 2 months. And the reason I say that is because I like what you're doing in this game, but I'm not entirely sure if you're doing things that are drastically different every turn, to the point where I feel like if I play it again, I'm gonna like want to try a different strategy. It's like I'm probably gonna just do the same thing I did last game. Even with the end game scoring, it still wasn't quite enough impact that made me excited to think that this game has like constantly new things to discover. I kind of think the fix for it would have been to have some kind of event where it's like in 2 rounds, Miss, what is it? They're weird names. I can't think of what they're called. Like, I think it's like Ordinary Guy. Ordinary Guy, his comic books are going to be worth double in the next 2 rounds. And all of a sudden, artificially, Ordinary Guy is increased and you're going to different places to try to find Ordinary Guy. I think that would have probably have done something a little bit more entertaining with it. But as it stands, I am glad I backed this. I'm glad it's going to live on my shelf. And I will be happy to play this game anytime I can. So there we go. That's my thoughts on Bagged and Boarded.
I can't believe you didn't remember the chick you loved playing with.
What was her call? What was her name?
I don't know. It was your favorite.
No, I do love John will probably mention this.
I think it was Misbehavin'.
Oh. No, I don't think that's what it was. No, I do like that thematically each comic book industry had kind of a flair, and one of them was like comic books I could see John wanting to read as a kid because it was like Ordinary Man, Postal Worker. I mean, it was like they went over the top,
wow.
Being
funny.
very basic. Oh,
Yeah.
but my favorite card was, can you guys guess? It reminds me of our friend Andy, the Troll. And it's like an actual troll, and he's on the internet. There's a lot of details in that card that you got to pay attention to.
That is good.
There you go.
Think about that.
All right. Well, what do you want to add to this, John?
Well, I got some things to add to this, and I think, the game. What I like about it, one thing I really like about it, and I've this has been in a few other games, is the worker placement with the delayed activation on those workers. And then we're going to hit on this later on a different game that we're going to talk about. But yeah, we'll keep that on the down low for now. But I think that's really cool. I think a lot of the mechanics are really cool in this game. What I'm wondering is, I go in with such a bias for the theme, just like Daniel does, that I'm not sure how this is going to reach people that have no connection to the theme. If you have zero connection to the theme of collecting comic books, I'm not sure how well this is going to resonate with you, because I remember bagging my comics in my room. I remember, oh man, how much is this worth? I wonder how much is, I never really sold them for much, but I loved scouring things to see what they'd be worth, building my collection, whatever. And so when you're doing that and it feels like you're doing it, that's what I like about a game when it's doing something that it feels like you're doing it. You have to travel to the convention to do the things of the convention. Then you have to pay to do the things of the convention. And it's a cool, tight economy thing. You can like go all in. I think at the first game I did all in on money the first couple rounds. I want money, so I don't have to worry about money. And then, and then I'm going to go do all the things. But I think there are enough different avenues you can take, as money is points in this game. And so I think there's enough different things you can do to make it interesting. And I do think that the goals themselves make it interesting too. I think that your idea sounds terrible. I think taking a random thing and saying, oh, all of a sudden, oh, these are all worth triple now. And it's like, oh, well, that's great. I've been building all this other stuff up because those aren't worth anything. And now this idiot that's been playing poorly all of a sudden gets a windfall. That makes sense. And so that sounds terrible. That doesn't sound like a good for hour and a half long, 2-hour game. That sounds terrible. But that being said, I mean, I've enjoyed my plays. I hold reserve judgment for people that might not be that into the theme, because it is very thematic. And the grading of the comics is cool. You put that little thing. It looks just like graded comic books when you put the little grading thing on there. And so, I mean, yeah, if you're not into comics, you don't know that. You're like, oh, what is this thing? Oh, I do that. And okay, whatever. So I don't know how much that's going to resonate with other people. But for me, it's hot. I like it.
All right. Hey, so John, I want to push back on the theme a little bit, because I think you're kind of right. It's on the shelf. People are going to pass it by because of the theme, right? When they're playing it, I don't think the theme is going to be a detour at all, because it is so much of an economic game. I think if I told somebody, you want to play a good economic game, get bagged and boarded, and they are like, I want a good economic game, I think they'll be okay getting it. But I think as someone walking by, it might be a miss. But once they actually open it, I think it'll be fine.
So I guess what you're saying is, if they're interested in it, they're gonna like it, because
if you could convince them the mechanics are good, they'll play it, and then they'll like the theme. but they'll just walk by it if it's on the shelf and they don't have any interest in comics. This will look like just a cheap comic book ripoff game.
Oh yeah,
unfortunately, if you have no, buy-in. I looked at it and I said, "This looks fantastic."
Oh, same. You and I.
This is so
on
incredible.
both of our lists for games of the year. Yeah, coming out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So all right, well, Kelly.
Cool.
Oh, Chris, did you have something? It looks like you were.
No, I mean, I'm kind of tabulating stuff to talk about when I talk about it. I will jump in here and say one thing. Obviously there's exceptions always to all rules, but that's no fun. So what you do is you just, say extreme things like the fact that John is a liar, that he likes the game that plays like the theme, because the game in our community that plays the theme more than anything is Viticulture, and he doesn't like the game. So I just want to throw that out there because there's a lot of things that make my brain confused about John, what he likes and doesn't like in board games. But that's the number one. That's the number one.
I can defend that real quickly because I will agree. It plays amazingly like the theme. I think the theme of watching wine age is very boring. And so it doesn't do anything for me. I found it very authentic to a fault. So that's what I would say.
Fair enough. Okay.
Well, now that we have talked about Viticulture, Kelly, what do you think about Bagged and Boarded?
I missed you, Chris. We always did this.
I just got to go play. This is what I always did, right? So, talk about other games during the segment.
That's right.
So as John said, this may not be the bag for people that don't like comics. I am the bag he's referring to.
Whoa, the bag lady.
So no, I don't collect comics. I'm not necessarily a comic anything. And that being said, love the theme.
Oh, okay.
So
cool.
I think you don't have to be a comic person to enjoy this game. I think if you're someone that just appreciates a collection, and I get teased all the time, I don't just play board games, I collect them. So anything about collecting, this got me. And I'm not huge on the economic games, but the way this game does it is clever to where I am engaged and I don't really care as much that it's economic, because it speaks to me in a different way than just being like a dumb 18X blah blah blah. But I know that's a whole nother game. But whatever. One of the things I couldn't help but do though, when it was explained to me, is I kept comparing it to Rock Hard 1977, just for the fact that each one kind of takes you through the day. This one's a day of the collector. That one's, kind of a day in the musician, building your music collection, kind of in a sense. And for me, I just thought this game did it so much better. So for me, I never want to play that other game because I think it gets boring. Wow. I know Daniel thought that might happen with this one too. I personally think it's got enough a difference that I still have a lot of things I want to do in that game, and I played it 3 times at least, and I'm still wanting to play it more. And that's saying a lot for me. That's usually a one and doneer unless it's exceptional. I also got to play it at different ranges of 3 people, 4 people, and 6. I'm kind of like on the edge of if I think it's better at 3. I don't think 4 was bad. 6 was terrible. 6 was terrible only because it just took a long time. And obviously, when you have more people, the markets are crazy. So like some of the fun actions of bargaining and all that, forget about it. They're gone. Or everyone's there, and obviously the space has got tighter. I do agree with John as well that I thought it was really cool, doing the autographs and the grading, that was really fun to do. And the pieces in there, even though we had pre-production, were already cool. So I can only imagine what the final will look like. It is the theme, the mechanics. It's like peanut butter and jelly. They're just made for each other, that game. And overall, it was a winner. And I have to say, I was truly upset that I didn't back it, because I will definitely be getting a copy as soon as I can.
Okay, cool.
I'm glad you did the counter of me saying that the replayability is questionable for me and that it's not for you. I will say I approach this with, I obviously have this big bias because of the theme of the game. Like, I want to like comic book games maybe more than they deserve. So I do sit there and go, I have a feeling the next couple of segments might be about that a little bit. So I did fear that maybe my enjoyment of wanting to play this again was more that than it was a reflection of the game. So I was torn. Like, is this how I feel, or am I trying to make my feel? I don't know. I got into my head a little too much because I knew I was reviewing it. If I wasn't reviewing it, I might want to play this game all the time.
I think it left a lot of room for expansion. So it's like it didn't make it an incomplete game like some do, where it's fine on its own. But I think expansions will really add and make it shine even more.
Yeah, like I know you poo-pooed it, but I think events would be really good, John. The ones that you can plan for. Take the end game scoring and instead say you scored in round 2, then one in round 3, and then one in round 6 or something like that. Like that's what I mean, not like just randomly flip a card. I hate that mechanic, by the way. Flip a card and hey, I win. Then you might as well just be playing Stranger Thing Eggo. Uno.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, you've came back for the show just for this game. Actually,
Just
I will
for
throw
this.
this out. Chris largely did say this because he played it with me, and I said, hey, would you review this? He goes, I'd come back for this one. So means Chris must think it's an okay game. At least
Maybe it has his ire up, his dander.
Or
His
he
dander
has
is
a
up.
lot
Ooh.
to say.
Played into my hand, Daniel. Now's my time. Okay, so especially with the lead up to that, I enjoyed the game. It's a fine game. It's a good game. I will say though, like it was. I'm not sure I've played a game like it in a long time. In the fact that nothing really wowed me. I wasn't really against anything, and I'm not sure I've ever experienced a game that now Kelly felt it was different at different player counts, and though her point, it felt like the normal thing of having more people takes longer, which sucks, and it was also kind of true, like you said, about it feels more crowded, which is a standard usual problem with multiple players. But I actually felt the game played more like the same at every player count I played it at. Like we played it at 3, and then I think I played it at like 4 or 5, and then I know I played it at like the 6, and it felt about the same always.
That's cool.
Good, which is good and bad, right? Because like I kept playing it, I'm like, well, maybe it's better or different at least at a different player count, and it wasn't. It was just kind of the same thing all the time, and and again, not bad, but again, just didn't wow me. And then like one thing I will say is that like you guys were talking about about economics and stuff like that, and for me. I mean, what Daniel talked about with the card event thing was that was spawned from him and I and Randy on a drive back one night, just like dissecting it and talking about the post game, and it was just kind of like I liked it, but it's just missing something. And so it's like, well, maybe there needs to be something that like makes that makes the market a bit more dynamic, because it's kind of a slow move, right? Like if you play, oh my gosh, I can't think of the name of it. The stock game, was it Stockpile? We play Stockpile, right? The market moves drastically very quickly, right? Yeah. And you don't have to be that fast, but this one, it moves pretty slow. So it's like, it's really hard to actually build up and like, okay, I'm gonna cash in here now because it's really worth it, and then work on some other stuff. And like, you're kind of just always working towards the in-game scoring of having your collection. There isn't a whole lot of actually like dynamically building, selling, that kind of stuff. So, which is fine. It was good, but like, I just want to make sure people don't think you're going to have like dynamic markets like Stockpile or something like that. It's a very slow market movement and stuff like that. So if someone was looking for an economic game, I probably actually wouldn't put them on this game. But back to the core thing you guys all talked about. If you're into comics, you're going to enjoy it. Like, you're going to have a good time. You may not love it, but you're not going to hate it either. And it is a good implementation of what it's trying to do, of like collecting them, having them at home, bagging them. You know, you only have so many. One of the funny things about the game is you like only have so many sleeves. Like, you can only have so many sleeves. And so like, the idea is like, at home I only got 8 sleeves because I'm a kid, right? And so there's little things there that are actually pretty funny. But yeah, you go to the convention. You go like the shop and stuff like that. You can work on chores to make money and stuff. So it hit the theme very well. Again, if it sounds good to you, if you like the theme, you watch the video and it sounds at all, I would be shocked if you did not have a good time. So it didn't wow me, but I enjoyed it, and I wouldn't like not play it. If Daniel's like, hey, I want to play it again, sweet, let's play it. It's a good time. So
did you
put it in the Monday night rotation?
Yeah,
that's fine. What were you guys gonna say?
Kelly and you both kind of commented a little bit about the components, and I didn't really touch on those. The artwork on these comics is amazing. That they came up with all these original heroes and romance stories or whatever, and they all look really good. Some of them you can tell they're supposed to be, a playoff, somebody else.
Right.
And then the other thing is just overall the components, like Kelly mentioned, the little autographs that you put on them that looks like an autograph.
Yes.
That is so cool. The thing that's used to grade them. The one caveat, the one thing I would like them to figure out something, I don't know what they could do. I mean, it's fine the way it is, but when you bag your comics, instead of just, well, now they're on the other side of my board. I mean, if there was like an easy, quick sleeve or something, that's like, okay, these are the 8 that are bagged, or whatever. If that's even, or something else you could do to make it cool that they're bagged. You know what I mean? I don't know what it could be, but I'll leave that to the game designers to figure out. But that would be really cool if they were actually bagged, not just on a different side of your board. But Daniel's holding.
All right, I'm gonna show.
Go
I'm gonna
ahead,
show off some
Vanna.
of these. So you can't see the pictures like perfectly, but like here's the troll. Then we got the flush. This is part of the original, like the ordinary people. Like there's Gorgazilla. So this like silly little things. Rat Man. So yeah, depending on what company, Astro Chicken, depending on what company they come from, they have a feel to them. It's like, oh yeah, this is my favorite. Actually, you can't call it a girl. It wasn't a girl. It's Future Man, which is funny because everybody calls Future Man a girl, and I think that's what Kelly was referring to.
Nope,
because I kept
that
saying
wasn't the one.
because it wasn't the one. Well, everybody was saying it because I was like, it's Future Man, and they're like, hey, give me that one with the girl, and I was like, it's Future Man. It's the name of the comic.
I think she had a ponytail and was like a blackish card. I can't remember.
Yeah,
We called it the Daniel strategy. It was like the first thing we won with. And then I tried it the next day.
Also, I want you to show the back of the cards because that, of all the art, that's what got me. I'm like, it looks like the back of a comic when I bought comic books. And I was like, that is so cool. I don't know about you guys, but when I see old comic books, a lot of the things I look through are the ads and stuff. Oh my gosh, look at this ad from 1978. It's so cool. And so, yeah,
You
very
would
cool.
like the ads,
it was definitely a power of love. Making
Blast from the past.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, there you go. That was Bagged and Boarded. Again, we thank you to the publisher designers who sent us a copy of this. That actually meant a lot to me. Thanks to our friend Bill Ivey to make the connection, and we really appreciate it. But despite all of that, guys, overall, I think this game is on the realm of okay to really hot, and I think it's going to vary kind of depending on how much you like the theme and how much you get into theme. But I do think everyone who plays this game will probably find something to enjoy about it. So if you guys found this interesting, maybe you can go find a late pledge. I have no idea. I probably should have looked into that a little bit, but I'm sure it'll be on retail. I don't know. I hope so.
I'm sure it will be.
Trade for it.
Yeah.
There you go. Because games are always flying around like crazy. So, all right. Well, there you go, guys. When you finally get to play Bagged and Boarded, let us know what you think. What do you think of the concept? Does this sound intriguing to you? Do you just think I'm a fanboy and that I was going to like this game no matter what? Or do you agree with Chris and thinks that, oh, I know. Sorry.
Daniel, that's offensive.
Yeah, sorry. Apparently fanboy is offensive. So sorry if that's you out there. I did not mean it offensively. I just what I call myself. I don't know. Okay. Well, thank you guys for watching. Leave us a comment and we'll move on with the rest of the show.
Round 2. Fight!
Round 2 comes to me for the world famous Play Shelf Trade segment, right? Initiated by our old man Chris. So Play Shelf Trade is where we take 3 games that have something in common. These are going to be superhero games owned by one Daniel Connors. And we're going to decide if we need to play that game right away because it's so awesome we got to play it. Put it on the shelf because it's even more awesome, possibly, and we know we're going to play it a bunch, so we're going to put it on the shelf or trade it away, like yesterday's Judas, as we used to say, because it's no good. We got to get rid of that thing. And your games up for bid today are going to be Origin Story. Is that the Stonemeyer, correct? The superhero-themed trick-taking game.
Trick-taking.
Where you open up your little comic book, you're building your origin story for your hero, and somewhat thematic, where you're putting all these little pictures in there and making it look cool, and all these different abilities. It's really cool. Interesting way where you have to charge your actions before you use them. You have to decide what you're going to be doing that hand. Really cool. And then what else do we got here? Age of Comics That's not the whole title, is it? Isn't there Age of Comics, the
I don't
Golden
know.
Age or something like that?
Yeah,
I
the
don't know.
Golden Age.
Yes. And so it's where you're running the comic book industry or comic book publisher, and you're trying to be the first to market on different things, or you want to be second to market and copy that guy and just build off of what he's built. And so there's different things you can do in there. You got to hire writers, you got to hire artists, get your stuff out in the market. Some economic involved in there, and so it's pretty grandiose for the theme, and little worker placement going on. Really cool game there as well. And then Freedom 5, which is kind of a gigantic excuse for a superhero co-op game. And that's about all I have to say about that one.
That's Marvel United. That's Marvel United.
Is that what Marvel United is?
Yeah, that's Marvel United.
Most stuff.
At least that has
hating
source
already.
So anyway, my trade, believe it or not, is going to be Freedom 5. What I've heard about it, I
Jumping to
don't
the
like.
bottom.
And so it's we'll cut to the chase there. Freedom 5 is going away. The other two are kind of tough because Origin Story I played for the first time recently, and going into it I was like, okay, I'm thinking, okay, it's about building your origin, and it uses trick taking. Chris, I'm thinking Brian Boru, where trick taking is a portion of the game.
Okay.
And you're like, oh well, I do this, and then that's going to help me build on something that does whatever. But no, it's a pure trick taker. Your abilities are to take more tricks or to help you take more tricks later. Taking tricks is the game. It's trick taker, which put me off when I heard the description. But then when I played it, I was like, okay, this works. I like this game. I love the artwork. Okay. I like getting the different abilities, choosing what ability you're going to use, choosing what abilities you're going to charge up. If you're smart, have some that are, this is for when I have a good hand. This is when I have a bad hand. I'm going to charge them different ways. If I have a lot of the Trump suit, it has a Trump suit, just like No Loose Ends. Another
Just
really
like exactly.
This is way more groundbreaking than No Loose Ends. I'll say that. And what I love about it, the only thing I don't like about most trick-taking games is like in No Loose Ends, where you have to predict how many tricks you're going to get. Unless you're going zero in this game and becoming a villain, you don't have to predict. You're trying to take as many as you want. And so once I figured that out, or once that was explained to me, like, oh, sweet, let's do it, man, let's go. And so I had a blast with it. I think that is going to be my play because I want to play it again. And so I've only played it the one time, so that's going to be my play. On my shelf is going to be Age of Comics. I've had a great time with it every time I played it. I don't think it will get played as often as Origin Story. So that's going to go on my shelf to be played when I'm with like-minded individuals that have nerdy pursuits, and we will break out Age of Comics. So that's my play shelf trade there, baby. We'll see what everybody else says about this. But if there's nobody with any jeers or sneers, we'll go to Kelly.
Ooh, I got a jeer. That didn't make sense to me. You said you were going to play Age of Comics more, or
no? I said I was going to play Origin Story more because I've only played it the one time. I think I need to play it more. That's my play.
Okay, just making sure. Got to keep you honest over there. All right.
Can't have two plays. Can't play two games.
Well, no.
Yeah.
I wish I
don't
could.
know. We're all a bunch of lawbreakers around here. Okay, so I'm going to start in the correct order. My play is going to be Age of Comics, mainly because my one and only play a while back, I didn't like it. I didn't understand the draw of it or any of it. So I want to give it another shot because I feel like maybe it was because I think I only got to play it 2-player. That may not have made it a very good game. You guys would have to tell me if you played at different player counts. So I'm going to give it another shot. Definitely Bag and Boarded would kill this game for me because I'd prefer to play that. But I'll give it another shot. The next one was actually, I really went back and forth on this. My shelf is going to end up being Origin Story, because I will tell you, I'm trying to think. I've maybe played it 3 times now. The first time I played it, I was like, okay, I'm not sure. Second time I played, I was like, I don't like this game. And then we played it again, and I'm kind of back in a little bit. My biggest thing with that game, though, is the big events at the end. You get to it, and you get to choose one big thing. So you can kind of build up to it to use it, or it may not work at all. The only thing I dislike about that is you get like 20 points for who knows what. It's just here you go, take some points most of the time. And if you get kind of a lousy one and your neighbor gets 20, like that could really screw things up. And I kind of felt like it was just kind of a cop out. And some of the abilities I wish had more synergy. Like some things do, but like there's just so many in the deck. I don't feel like I ever got anything really great that worked together. And but when you do get the right things going from different players, it could be fun. Like one of our last games, I think let's see, Daniel had the one where you flip the top card and that plays first, even though he was the leader, and then he gets to play last. And then at the same time, I had one where I played it face down. So when you start, kind of getting those little moves together, it could create something interesting. So I mean, I don't know. I'm going to keep it on my shelf for now because I haven't quite figured out what I think about it. Yeah, 6, 7. But I'm gonna also, because it's my Stonemaier, I'm a huge Stonemaier fan, so it's gonna stay for now. And then that leaves nothing left but Freedom 5 to trade. As much as I've softened on co-ops, co-op was the beginning death to it. Secondly, never heard of it. Thirdly, sure, another superhero game, fine, bye.
Bye.
Not Marvel.
Ouch.
Or was it Marvel?
Ouch.
Kelly,
It's not Marvel.
Kelly, would it be fair to call yourself a Stonemaier fangirl?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Wingspan
I didn't want to.
I won my bracket with Wingspan forever.
For the March Madness of board
Oh,
games.
that's right. That's going to be coming up.
Yeah.
That's right.
Though, I have to admit, if you're a true fangirl, you would be shooting your video at 45-degree angle. All his videos, you got to be looking
Oh,
up.
is that right?
I don't know why. If he got a neck problem or what's going on, but he's always looking up that 45-degree angle.
Oh yeah,
Drives me
it's
crazy.
funny. Yeah. He's unique.
That's true. Anyway,
You know who else is unique? Chris.
this
And
guy.
he's going to give us a unique play shelf trade, aren't you?
I am, because my play is going to be Freedom 5. Because it's
It's a
reimplementation of the original co-op that is Defenders of the Realm. I when I saw that, I was like, okay, sure, I'll give this a go. Because back in the day when that game first came out, people raved about it, and I didn't even know actually it was a co-op for years and years. And I was like, well, I just never got it to the table because things were different back then. And so it wasn't until years later that I was like, oh, it was a co-op. Oh, no wonder people were going bananas about it when it first came out, because that wasn't a thing back then, right?
Yeah.
To my knowledge, Pandemic was the first co-op, really, but in fact, Defenders of the Realm actually was before Pandemic.
No, are you positive about that? I think Pandemic was first. Defender of the Realms was an iteration of Pandemic.
Right. Oh, okay. Well, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But either way,
Yeah.
and that's very possible. But I just didn't even know it was a co-op. I never even got that vibe for the longest time. So I'd be intrigued to play it, if nothing else, just to find out what Defenders of the Realm was really all about in the first place. So I'll go with that. And then, which actually makes my shelf and trade really difficult, because I notoriously don't like trick takers, but I've actually realized over the last few months, I think I just hate hearts. Not just trick takers as a whole, I just hate hearts. Because you're not doing anything interesting. While all of these trick takers, though I've been playing recently, they do something interesting. It's not just taking tricks. You're doing things in addition. So I've enjoyed that a lot. I actually liked the fact that you flip over your thing all at once if you're going to be on the villain side or the hero side, if you're going to go nil or not. I think that's kind of an interesting, cool mechanic. I like the way they interacted, they're implemented the different powers and stuff like that. So I enjoy that a lot. So I think I have to go with that on my shelf, which is really weird because it's Trick Taker. And then I'm going to have to trade Age of Comics. It was good. I haven't played it in a while. I actually think I might like it more than now the game's
Bagged and boarded.
Yeah, I lost my mind. We were talking about it just a moment ago. I think I might like it a little bit more. It's been a while. I feel like I remember having a better, after the game, having a better, awesome. I really like that. And then I did Bagged and Boarded. But again, Bagged and Boarded is fine. So I think that's what I'm going with. But yeah, the real shocker here was for me is I actually was wanting to play Freedom 5, but I think it's because I don't want to play Freedom 5. I want to play Freedoms of the Realm, but that's another story.
Hey, no, I'm glad you brought that up, Chris, because this is Defenders. It's the same designer and all that stuff. I don't think they want to reproduce Defenders of the Realm or something like that. So
For some reason.
I believe, I could be wrong about this, but this is a Dice Tower Essential. So I think Tom Vassell got with them, because that's one of his favorites, Defender of the Realm. So I think this was his way of getting it republished, and then they borrowed the license from Freedom 5. So this is actually an evolution of that system. So this is Defenders of the Realm. So, but better, hypothetically.
Because they're superheroes.
Myself. Exactly. And not only are they superheroes, I'm going to jump into mine, but they are Greater Than Games, Sentinels of the Multiverse superheroes. And that was one of the first games that I played that got into this hobby. Now, while this has nothing to do with like the actual game of Sentinels of the Multiverse, it's the same characters. And one of the coolest things about Sentinels of the Multiverse is they built the world. Like, they gave you story. You can actually go on their website and read comics that were like, you know, that they actually created. Also on the cards, it showed you like, you know, this quote was from issue 25 of the, you know, Justice League, you know, whatever. It's like they made up all this stuff. So this world got really built. So I'm actually really excited to get Freedom 5 Play, to continue to actually explore that world. And from all reports, this is a fantastic co-op game with a great campaign mode. So I definitely want to play this. I am going to put this one on my shelf. Not just to play while I haven't played it yet. It's just not going to go anywhere. It's one of those games that just has the staying power based on its appearance, based on its theme, and I just know it's going to be good. So my trade, though, is going to be, no shock to anybody maybe, and that is Origin Story, because trick-taking games are my kryptonite. And guys, I've played a lot of trick-taking games. I bought Origin Story, and technically it will stay on my shelf. I bought Rowdy Partners, which is also a trick-taking game, and was on the top 10 games of 2025 list for me. But they have to be something special, and I finally figured out what I actually don't like about trick-taking games, and that's the Trump suit. I actually don't like the Trump suit. I figured it out finally, and someone said, well, that's trick-taking games. And I'm like, I know, but that's what I don't like about it. Like, I don't want to be like, play the 13 of a, you know, blue, and then somebody plays their one Trump. And it's like, well, okay. I just
Daniel,
lost the
you're a
13,
never
you got a one
Trumper.
That's where strategy comes in. That's good.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just so anticlimactic, because it doesn't, like, I know okay, I got to play this 13. I know there's still a Trump out there. So when do I play? I know that's the strategy. I get it. You don't have to explain it to me. I don't like it. So Origin Stories is a trade, despite it being a clever take on a trick-taking game, and it feels wild. And Kelly was right too. You get some weird combos that were kind of cool, like my combo that I got that I liked. Actually, I could, if I led a trick, I got to play one face down and then end the trick with one face up, and that was kind of cool. But I had another one that actually, when I win a trick, somebody else actually gets to lead the trick instead. So that was really cool, because then I could actually zap other people who had really cool abilities to start with too. So there are some cool things, but in the end, I lost to a one Trump, and now I hate the game. All right, and then that would make the play Age of Comics, because I only played it one time when I got it 2 years ago, and I cannot remember. Seriously, and it was one of those unmemorable plays. Like, I don't remember anything about the game other than that, you know, if your partner makes Incredible Hulk, you can make the Incredible Hawk and make money and make it easier. Or if you, you know, I'm trying to find it. If you, your opponent made Batman, you can make Ratman instead. And, you know, I remember that part. But the rest of it, it's so unmemorable to me. So I need to play it again. Because I listened to Chris and Ryan and John even say how much they remember and enjoy playing it. And I'm like, okay, I got to get this out again. So that's
All right,
definitely
Daniel, we got to play it.
That's ridiculous.
agree.
I've played a
play.
game. That's ridiculous. I've played a game that you own more often than you've played. I don't even own that game, and I've played it at least 3 times, I think. So yeah, that's crazy.
This
I'm
isn't special, John.
shocked.
This isn't special.
That's true. That's true. At least you've had it open.
There you go.
So
I did open
all right.
it.
They did open it at least. So, all right, there you go. That was our play shelf trades on those superhero Daniel Connor's own games. What do you think? Which ones should he get rid of? Should he get rid of all of them? That's not an option.
No,
you got to play one. You got to shelf one. You can only get rid of one. Which ones would you do? Let us know in the comments before or below. Let us know in the comments below.
Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. Or is it? In a new tabletop adventure from around the board. Harken back to the days of yore, where prophecy and attempted murder are in the air. Gather your friends and family for a game of hidden roles in an epic adventure about to be played out. It's Secret Herod. You play as one of two factions, Herod and his army of baby assassins, or as the humble servants of God, including Joseph, Mary, one of three wise men, or a donkey, one of which will be randomly assigned possession of baby Jesus. It's a game of intrigue. Will Herod kill the newborn king? Or will he be thwarted as the savior of the world escapes to Egypt? Find out in Secret Herod.
Gold, frankincense, and myrrh not included. No donkeys were harmed in the filming of this commercial. And remember, baby Jesus always wins.
We have to talk to the man on the street.
Oh, boy.
The man of the people.
Andy?
And that is
Going live.
Andy. No! Next best thing to Andy. And that's Hansa.
Oh,
Hansa.
Hansa. All right. Everybody's excitement went down.
I didn't know he was gonna be on. I'm very excited. I didn't know he was going to be on today.
Well, I'm surprised to see you on the show too, Chris. Well, welcome back.
Hello, good to see you, sir. How have you been?
I've been doing good. I think Andy looks better in that corner, though. Just saying. All right, today I have a comment from a YouTube listener on our biggest disappointments of 2025. He says, "Dear Around the Board, was starting to enjoy your channel until someone used the phrase Dice Tower Fanboy, which tells me everything I need to know about your channel and means I'll never watch it again. Maybe you should be a Rodney Smith fanboy, losers."
Get your curds.
Oh. Thank you, Hansa. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to do with this, guys. Like, I like, hey, if you're the one that left this comment, I truly am sorry that we offended you with that term. We use it all the time, and I wear it as a badge of like honor. So I don't know. I'm assuming the guy just has something against the Dice Tower. Maybe that's the problem.
I don't know.
I mean, that's why Chris doesn't watch our show anymore because I'm a Dice Tower fanboy.
Yes.
Yeah, it is perplexing. So wait, but they viewed it as being pejorative, right? Wasn't that what the problem was? They thought we were being pejorative, or you were being pejorative about saying that?
I think
you
so.
define pejorative for us other folk.
I mean, bad.
Objection, Your Honor. Chris is being pejorative.
I read that word in a book.
Dumb it down.
My bad. But so that's, I guess maybe that was it. I guess I'm still confused. All I know is I like the end, how he basically told us that we needed to get smart and learn how to play games. Basically, I appreciated that. Like that actually was a nice little touch at the end. I like that.
Yes.
I'm just saying, we got haters. We are getting up there, man. We're arriving. Keep hating, y'all. Let's go.
That's true.
They hating us because they ain't us.
Yeah.
And just for the record, when John says fanboy, when I say fanboy, when Kelly says fanboy, it's a compliment. Now, when Chris says fanboy,
that is pejorative.
And let's not forget fangirl, guys.
That's right. That's why I brought it up earlier. Yep.
fan people.
Fan
meeples?
Fan meeples. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm a fan meeple of the Dice Tower.
There you go. The blue
like it.
meeple right there.
All right, guys. Well, thank you, Hansa. You always find the best comments. We truly appreciate your hard work and effort.
He does work hard.
That you put into the show. He does. He works harder than Andy, even. It's crazy.
Not that crazy.
Such a high limit.
All right, guys. Let's get into round 3.
Round 3. Fight!
All right, guys. Well, you know what? Actually, I'm going to not bury the lead here. I'm going to tell you the truth. I actually came back for this segment. Because in this segment, I get to tell Daniel why he's doing all the things wrong in his life. Probably more for board games than other things, but you never know where this will go. However, I'm actually kind of perplexed right now. I can't actually figure out which one of the million things I want to pick. So I'm going to let John go first.
Alrighty then.
All right. Hit him.
All right. Thank you, Chris.
Wait, I do gotta say that I like that Chris was like, we're gonna sit here and bash Daniel's life choices, and maybe I guess about board games. It's like, no, I think the assignment was board games, Chris. But, whatever.
Surprise!
As a wise man once said, you do you. You do you.
Right.
Right.
When you bring Chris back on the show, you're getting Chris. Okay, you can't say, Chris, you're coming back on the show, and then you put him in a cage. It's Chris. You're gonna get Chris. This is what he's gonna do.
On brand, I believe. He
Yes.
says.
So we'll see what happens when he decides to let you have it. But Daniel, in an attempt to kind of sway the conversation, sent us all this huge list of games that he likes and plays. And here, talk about these and all this. No, I'm not talking about games like that. I'm talking about a game that you don't like that you should like. I'm not talking about games. There's a lot of games you like that you shouldn't like, but hey, you like what you like. But you have disparaged one game in particular that is one of my favorite games, and for ridiculous reasons that are figments of your imagination. And that game is Pan Am. Pan Am.
Hey, that's
is
true.
another one of those games where it's like I said, we talk about this later, where it's the worker placement with the delayed activation that I love. And this one, you're bidding for the different slots with your engineers. Once that's finally set, they go in a certain order, and you have to have everything planned out. If you can't afford that, by the time you get to it, you're hosed. And the whole idea, it's a tight economic game. You're trying to buy shares of Pan Am. And so what's Daniel's big complaint about this game? Well, then you got these cards that are so swingy. One just gives you a plane. The other one only gives you a stock of Pan Am stock. Stocks of Pan Am stock are how you win the freaking game. You're going to use the plane to hopefully earn money to buy a stock of Pan Am stock. And the free plane that you get, here, I went through the cards. Here's the card that Daniel has a problem with. It doesn't give you a free plane. There's 2 of these in the deck. Upgrade a plane in your fleet. You have to have a plane that's at least halfway decent that you've paid for, that's not even out on a route. It has to be in your fleet, so it can't be used, and you can upgrade it 1 step. That's it. It's not a free plane. It's not free money. It's not free stocks. It's not how you win the game. It's like, oh, that's cool. Hopefully there's one available I can get, and hopefully it's not out on route. Maybe you can't even use it. Anyway, that is the card that Daniel has talked about for years. One gives you a free jet. No, it doesn't. No, there's no card that just throws a jet at you. So there we go.
Daniel reading wrong?
Pan
Come
Am
on.
Is great. Daniel is wrong. I don't think there's any. I think the jury will see it my way.
John, I am so glad you brought this up because it is so funny. Like, I don't even really like Pan Am. It's okay. It doesn't speak to me, but it's a fine game. But like, this is real. Like, this is real, and he says that all the time.
Yes, he does.
Playing. And like everyone I've ever talked to about this game that has played it, that then hears this about Daniel, are just like bewildered. They're just like, what is he talking about?
Yes.
There's no free plane.
No.
Like, they're always like so confused. But Daniel's like, you just get a free plane. He's like so convinced you get a free plane, yet not a thing in any way, shape, or form.
I think someone used that card to beat him to get into a jet the one time that he played, and it's probably just hurt him that much that that's probably what it was.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
so
No. This is good. Because much like this free plane, just much like that free plane, there's too much math in Fox Experiment. So, no. Okay. No, I'm glad you brought this up, John, and I'm glad you showed me that card because as Chris has pointed out, everyone tells me I'm wrong. Okay, so I misremembered exactly what that card does, but my premise is still correct. Let's break this down. Okay, John, if I flip a card and I get a stock in Pan Am, I get like what, a victory point? I get a money. Like, what do I get? I get something
That's
minor.
victory points at the end of the game is how many stocks you own. Yes, you have to. Otherwise, you have to get money and hopefully buy a stock, which costs multiple monies. So
I flip a card. I get 1 stock. Cool.
Yeah.
I got a victory point. Or I get an upgrade on a plane, which costs an action, which cost money normally. But then, so it saves me an action. It saves me money. But now it also increases my engine, and it perpetuates my engine to go faster and further than somebody else just because they flipped a card. So I would much rather say, here, John, you take the 1 victory point. I will take the thing that will propel my engine to victory that will actually get me like 20 stocks of Pan Am, not just 1. Okay? This is like playing an engine building game and going, hey, you know what? You want this gear in your engine? Nah, you get a victory point. But this guy, I'm going to give him 3 gears in his engine. And you're just like, well, that's not fair. It's like, what? Victory points is how you win the game. No, building the engine is how you win the game. So don't give me a game where you just flip over. And this game's not fair. Don't give me a game where you flip a card over and I just get something. That is the worst mechanic in any game. I'll take roll and move. I'll take Stranger Things Uno over flipping a card and just getting something and being like, oh, I just won the game because I flipped that card. That's the card I was needing. Yeah.
Oh, new assignment. Let's roll through all Daniel's games where it does just that. Give me time next week.
God.
No. I challenge you to find the game that I enjoy that you just flip the card and win, or flip the card and get a major advantage because I flipped the card.
I was gonna say, now you've changed it to flip a card and win when it's not even that. Okay, well, this is it, and then I'll let it go. Is once you get the plane, like I was saying, you have to have had. If it's going to be a plane that's any good at all, you have to have upgraded already and spent several turns upgrading a plane. And then once you get that plane, it takes more turns to get the route built, to get it out there, and then to hopefully get the money to maybe buy a stock or two instead of just, oh, here's a stock. The free stock,
I have those rounds to do it.
Is way better. Anyway,
no, that's because now I have the rounds to do it because I got a free plane.
We will let the jury decide in the comments. But.
Yes.
Yeah, tell them.
All right. Tell me how right I am. All right, Kelly. And for the record, I don't hate Pan Am. I only played it once. I would play it again. I was just mad about that card. All right.
Couldn't tell.
Couldn't tell at all.
Tell us how you really feel, Daniel.
He's told everyone how he really feels.
If I see you on the street, I'm like, have I told you about Pan Am? Oh, there it is.
Be old man Daniel with his little cane walking through. Pan Am. Sorry.
All right, Kelly, what did you find? Bring it, sucker.
Oh, I did not have to go that far in time to find my pick, and I'm actually really glad Chris is here for it. So
intriguing.
Mine is Rowdy Partners. So we recently, yes. So this is a partner trick-taking game where the low cards win and tricks can deal direct damage to your opposing wrestler. And essentially, there's almost you're kind of dealing 8 cards. I think what are 4 burned down. I can't remember how that part worked, but I think you're playing 4 cards in a round, right, Daniel? I don't know, whatever.
Yes. You said burn down. You started using trick-taking terms. You lost me there.
That's not trick-taking. That's your game. But anyways, so essentially, it's terrible because there's no mitigation. You know, you get what you're dealt. There's not much you can do. Lowest card wins. The best thing you can really do to counter is, if I can match a value, they're going to flip, then the next lowest card wins. Okay, fun, great, so satisfying. Not. And then they have these tokens where they're called cheats. They're supposed to spice things up, but they don't. And I don't know, it doesn't fix the core issue that there's just not much engaging in this game. And the wrestling theme looks cool. Sure, the characters are fine, but mechanically this game just doesn't matter. It's like they just slapped wrestling on this and said, okay, we're going to do a trick-taking game that doesn't have much for trick-taking. And I don't know, my play of it, I just didn't enjoy it at all, didn't get it, and I love trick-takers. And the fact that this is one, he's like, yeah, I love this game, and I don't like trick-takers. I'm like, this is why. You don't even have taste about trick-takers, and you would pick a freaking wrestling trick-taker that has no taste, so bland.
Western themed.
Huh?
You forgot Western themed. Western themed wrestling, luchador, trick taker. Yeah, well, I forgot something else in there.
Sure, whatever. And I really think he only likes this because after Marvel, one of his big things right now is wrestling. So you're not John, Daniel. Forget about the theme. Doesn't matter. Terrible game. Go.
All right. I think you convinced Chris that he needs to play it.
That is true. That is true. I will also say that that game did come to mind earlier when you were talking about you don't like trick takers. I was like, for the last month, all I've heard is you trying to get people to play that game. So I was like, is there no Trump in that one?
There is no Trump in that one.
Exactly. There we go.
Okay.
He is at least on point there.
That's fair.
And I will say hey, this game helped me discover what it was, because I played this game and I played Origin Stories, Rowdy Partners and Origin Stories. And why did Rowdy Partners hit me and Origin Stories didn't? And I was like, the Trump. And it hit me. It hit me like, bam, that's what it was. Okay. It hit me like my tag team partner. Bam.
Bam.
Turned heel. Okay. No, this,
Sure
okay. So first of all, Kelly, playing this game with you, you could not figure out that the lowest card wins, which it was like, you played all these trick taking games and you're like, talk to me, I'm the master at trick taking game. And I was like, okay, in this trick taking, the lowest wins. And you're like, whoa, what? And I was like, the lowest. And she goes, so if I play a 5, that beats the 1, right? No, Kelly.
I think you're
lowest.
confusing me
The
with the
lowest
other
wins.
person you played with.
Sure. Let's blame the other person we played with. Okay. But that was that's beside the point. I'm going to address what you said about me, what's not good about this game. And that is,
Let's go.
this is the cool thing. Okay, one, it's a team game, which I know some trick takers, a lot of trick takers are team games, so I'm not saying it's unique, but I do like it because, like, when you play Teach You and it's a team game, my experience of Teach You was I pass a card to my teammate and my teammate looks at me and goes, "You're an idiot. Why would you ever pass me this?" And that is what trick takers are. I've played with people like John Shan. So, with Rowdy Partners, you're a partner, but what's really cool about it is that, you know, someone leads the trick and they want to lead low. Well, my partner is about to get clobbered. He plays a 5 and he's like, I can't do anything about it. I'm stuck in the ring. And I now, being on the ring, am going to interfere with the match. And I'm going to play a 1 of a different suit, which cancels the 1 that guy just played. And now my partner is in the middle. He gets a 5. And just like that, he's like, yes, I won. You could actually help your partner because you know what your partner's trying to do. And you actually know what your partner is trying to accomplish. Instead of this vagary where you're like, you know which one to pass me. I'm looking at you like this. You know what that means. Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay, that one. Why am I even playing with you, you idiot? And you're just like, this one, it's like, oh no, I'm going to take damage. And you're like, I got you, partner. And you play your 1 and you trick it out. And I think that's so fascinating. And what's also really cool about this and thematic is that you can actually cancel your own partner's card. So like when you get near the end and you're like, all I can play is a 3, and you like cancel your own partner, and then all of a sudden your partner gets hit in the face with a 5
That
because
was
you canceled
Daniel.
their 1.
Twice.
That was fun though. That was exciting because it felt very thematic. It was like, it's like when they come over to the ring and you're like, I'm gonna hit the guy in the ring, but then the guy ducks and you hit your own partner and you're like, no, I'm sorry. Like the theme of the trick taker, like I literally felt like I was in the ring wrestling. And when you're in the middle of the ring, you're taking damage and you're like, oh, I need that hot tag. Just do whatever you can to get me out of here. And when you finally succeed in doing it, like we all cheer. Like you could hear the pop of the crowd going, yeah! Because
You are being so over dramatic here. And can I just say, for me, always call you the snooty gamer. You're truly slumming it here, dude. You're truly slumming it.
No, you know what's funny about this, Kelly, is no joke, not exaggerating. That's what was happening in my head when I was playing this game.
That makes more sense.
I was like, this is so fun. And I was loving it. And I will approach the cheat tokens. My character special ability was to get a lot of those cheat tokens. Not everybody did, but that was cool too. Just like Origin Stories, you have a special unique ability that lets you leverage some of the things in the game. So there you go. That's why Rowdy Partners is pretty cool. I still only give it like a 7.58. So it's not. not
so
even
you
like
hate
I'm
it.
like,
That is way too high.
So you hate that game.
Yeah,
not pretty much it.
yeah. I mean,
I need you to read the list of Board Game Geek's descriptions of that, and I want you to rephrase that number.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing. Just that is a topic for another time. That rating
That
system
is a topic for another
always
time that I'm going to talk about. Because my rating system, I love the Board Game Geek rating system, and a 7 and 8 is appropriate, and I'll tell you why, but not tonight because that's not what we're here to talk about.
That's right.
Well, maybe
Chris,
it is. We'll see what Chris says.
I want to hear what you got to say, Mr. Wrestler.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what, you know. So the low hanging fruit is how anything Marvel he loves, even when it's terrible. That's what I was gonna go with. But we're throwing the script out. we're talking about this right now, Daniel. There is probably nothing in this industry that probably makes me actually more universally angry than the rating system on BGG.
Oh.
It's maddening. Now, I think the reality of the situation is there is no good answer. I don't actually believe them because there's no good answer, because it's like defining what role-playing is, because the only universal truth of role-playing is every table is different, because person's different, and everyone views what the game, that's another story, is different. So I don't think there is a good answer for the BGG system, but I think the way they do it's actually just really bad. There's got to be a better way, because it's convoluted of, yes, I love it, and I'd play it all the time, and I'd suggest it to other people, so it's a 10. No, it's a 10 when it's like, it's the greatest ever. It's a 10 because you know it's a 10, right? It's like that other thing where it's like, I can't define it, but I know what it is when I see it, right? That thing. That's what a 10 is. You just know it, not that. And then, so like you said, you're like, oh, it was okay, it wasn't very great. It's probably an 8. An 8 is a B. That's 80%. I wish I even got those in high school, but I didn't.
Daniel in a nutshell, right there.
Daniel, yeah, I actually got it. This is real. I'm like, I need you to defend why you believe in that system.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm glad it went this direction, because I was going to make a whole video on this, and I'll just do it now. All right.
Boy.
So listen. People want to trash this rating system because they're doing what you're doing, Chris, where they're like, a 10 is fantastic, the greatest game of all time. And it is. It really is. And they're thinking a 5 is garbage. 5 is like, whatever, get it away.
F, yeah.
No. 1 and 2 is garbage. A 5, looking at Board Game Geek right now, is mediocre. Take it or leave it. How many games, Chris, do you actually think is a 5 if you use this rating? Almost every game you play. Because you play a game, you're like, yeah, it's fine. Like Origin Stories was, you're fine. It's fine. Whatever. Right? Not Origin Stories. What was it that you said you played? Bagged and Boarded. It's fine. But you would also like recommend it to some people, right? But you would probably give it a 5 on this rating. Okay, but that's why I like it. It skews things lower if you're fair with it. Okay, so now let's look at number 6, which you said is a bad game. But it says, okay, we'll play if in the mood. That, like, how many games are you going to be like, yeah, I'll play that game? That's a 6. It's not fantastic. It's not out of the world. It's just a 6. Okay. Now we're going to look at a 7, which is where Rowdy Partner lands. Okay. 7 is good, usually willing to play it. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to give that a 7. And when someone hears that's a 7, they're like, that must be a garbage game. It's like, no, it means I will probably always want to play this game, but there are times I like would rather play other games. Hold on.
No.
And then 8 is.
I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna jump in here, that whole thing.
Sure.
I'm gonna let you finish, but that video was the greatest of all time. No, what was 6 again?
6 was usually okay. We'll play if in the mood.
I guess that's
okay.
Yeah. Okay. I guess 7 is a little. It felt to me like 7 almost was a step back, but regardless, I'm probably splitting here.
Yeah. Usually, in the mood. Usually willing to play. 8 is would suggest it. So that's where I'm starting. Like at 8 is I'm going to carry this game around with me and say this is my choices of what I will play. A 7 is a game that, you know what, I'll play this game. I may just not suggest it, or I'll suggest it if I'm in the perfectly right group. Like if I'm like So Clover, going back to Kelly, who like hits me for not liking just 1 and So Clover, but laughing when I play it. Because when the group is right, it's like, okay, I'll play it and I'll have fun with it. But like I'm never going to suggest it as like my number 1 game or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, 7. You know, so I do like the Board Game Geek because I think it's more of a how likely are you going to play this game or want to play the game? Because you obviously the issue is like a 10 is always willing to play. Well. I can't be always willing to play Gloomhaven with John. Like, I'm not going to bring Gloomhaven over to John's house and be like, let's play Gloomhaven. Like, no. But if Randy calls me and says, yeah, whatever. And if Randy calls and says, hey, let's come play Frosthaven tonight, I'm there. As long as I don't have anything else, of course. It's like, I'm there. It's like, so that's, to me, it's that makes sense. Their scale makes more sense. I think people just get all butthurt about a 10-point rating system because they're like, it's unprecise and it's blah, 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 blah. If you read what they actually mean and you rate it based on what they actually mean, I think it works out pretty well. And I think a 5 isn't even as bad as you think it is with that scale.
I'm sorry, I played nothing below 6.5.
Good for you, Kelly.
So yeah, you have standards. That's good. No, I honestly, it's interesting because like as you were saying, I was like, okay, that's fair. Like I think a 5's terrible because of the implications of that scale, right? Like
Yeah.
like what should be a 5 is the 7, but it's not. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then it makes it like okay. So what started all this is you said an 8 was what again?
Rowdy Partners, I said was 7 or 8, and 8 is usually willing to play. Like I'm usually willing to play it. Yeah. It didn't knock my socks off, but I'm okay with it. Like I'm gonna play with it.
Boy, the way
But again,
you
that
talk
still
about
feels
it.
weird to be an 8. But well, fair enough. It based on it is what it is. I still feel like it's wrong, but it is.
You're probably
I
right,
think
Chris.
Daniel could pick up a wad of trash and get excited enough about this wad of trash. Somebody would probably take the wad of trash.
So you're saying I'm a good salesman?
Maybe that's what it is.
Apparently.
Which, hey,
You're a
let me tell
hype
you about the
man.
credit cards I'm selling. Which I
He
really
is
am.
a
But
big-
kept it. No, I'm just kidding.
I know. It's like you're a banker for some reason.
Affiliate link below.
Yeah. Not sponsors.
All right. Well, there you go. We can't. We could be here all night talking about why I'm wrong, but maybe we should end it here. So, guys, hey, let me know. You guys, we've been doing this for 3 years. Some of you guys have been watching this show for a very long time. So tell me what you think I'm wrong about. What take that you have of mine that you think I'm wrong, and I will actually respond to you in the comments, and I will defend my take. I won't promise I'll do it quickly or right away or spell well or do grammar good, but I will respond to your comment.
Let's make this the most commented show ever.
Yeah, and remember, 1,000 likes to get Chris back on the show.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, well, let's move on to round 4.
Round 4? Fight!
All right. Now our next segment is Pledge of Dread. We're going to try to top that with what Kickstarter we feel we kind of regret at this point. I'm going to start it off. This was actually really difficult because I used to be a super backer. And you know what? I've not super backed very much anymore. I've been trying to actually slow my roll because my collection's too big. But I do have a couple I could at least give an honorable mention to. The first being Wonderland Wars, because let me tell you, I was so excited for this game. It's gorgeous, beautiful production. Now that I'm into painting, I kind of want it back just for the fact I could have painted them, but you know, my copy's gone. But Daniel actually ruined this game for me because we played it on our Monday game night. I believe Chris hated it. I know Ryan hated it. Me and Andy were like crying that everybody hated the game. And I was like defending it. And then we played it again. I think it was like Daniel, me, and I can't remember if it was Philip or John. It was somebody. And literally all Daniel did was, I think, bet on who was winning or losing or something like that in battles where you're supposed to be able to do a lot more things. But he just did that and was like getting buku points. And he's like, this game's stupid because of blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wow, you've ruined this game for me. I don't want to play it no more because I think it's broken in a sense.
Because it is. It's a bad game.
So yeah, that's one I end up regretting because I spent a bunch of money just to get rid of it. Matter of fact, what was even funnier is I got rid of it forgetting I backed the expansion. So I had to get rid of that another time. But
Oh my God.
one that I truly regret is Steam Up, which is about dim sum. And let me tell you, if you look at it, it looks so cool. This is a showstopper, make you stop and look at it. But it just pick it up and throw it in the trash. It is one of the most boring, stupid games. And I wish I could remember more, but this was a while ago. But literally, I got rid of this game and I saw it everywhere. Barnes and Nobles had it. They had a big old stand for it. I just kept seeing it everywhere. And I just wanted to warn everybody, like, that's a trash game. Don't get it. Please, please don't go near that game. So, like, those are the two that I'm like, I wish I never backed it. It's just horrible.
The little pieces of food in dim sum were amazing. I'll say
No,
that.
I'm telling you.
tried one?
Oh, did you play that one with me, John? I can't
No,
remember.
but we did an unboxing of it, and Daniel and I
Oh.
were going through it. These look like you could eat them, and they feel like you could eat them. And so yeah,
Oh, that's
they're
right.
pretty
John
amazing.
did eat them. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
I might have eaten
Yeah.
one.
Can't
That's
deny
right.
That's how I got rid of his
beautiful
copy.
That's why it took us a while to get it back to you.
production.
You felt like it was incomplete. It might have been.
Oh man.
Oh no, it wasn't. Just took a while.
Yeah, so I'm not. I mean, it's just everyone knows my feelings on Kickstarter and stuff like that, and like I never voiced it, but this was part of my like concern with the whole like overproduction, as I was just like, like, and you said like everywhere I went I found it. Well, yeah, it was on the shelf because no one was buying it because it was terrible, right? But like I was always worried in the back of my mind. I was just like, when they have to sell you on not the game. And that's what they're really selling you on, the components. That's not the game. It makes you wonder how much time they spent on the game when they keep telling you about how awesome the components are. But
it was the components and it was Asian. It's just, I got suckered.
How can you go wrong?
Right.
Yeah.
And trust me, I'm all about like nothing, like meaningless themes, and I mean that's what our community is. I mean, training in the Mediterranean.
Whoa.
Like I love me some training in the Mediterranean. I'm just saying, like our whole industry is about meaningless themes, but the idea of making sushi, come on, like, something's wrong here. Something's wrong here. But I guess you got Sushi Go, and that's a halfway decent.
I was about to say Sushi Go.
Fair enough.
And
But
Sushi Roll.
Wonderlands War, crazy production, terrible game. Who would have thought?
I know, it was so pretty. Well, what do you think, Chris? Do you have one?
I guess it'll go with me. Okay, so mine's an interesting one. I've talked about this game on this show many times for so many different reasons, but it kind of is also the same reason each time. And so I've had some Kickstarters that actually didn't fulfill, and whatever, that doesn't matter. That's not part of the thing. And those were sucky. But the one that
I will say that was the caveat of this too, is that they had to fulfill, because obviously the worst thing is pledging and not getting it. That goes without saying. But we wanted to actually do games we played and got. So, all right. Go ahead, Chris.
So mine is my father's work, which again, I've talked about the game so many times. I think I talked about it even before it came out. I was excited about it, I believe the show, we were around before the game even came out. And like the game, like I regret it because it's so good. I know that doesn't make any sense, but it's because of the core problem. The game's fantastic, but then every 20 minutes it stops you and says, hey, read this book for 10 minutes. And it's just like, no, I just want to play the game. And so like I regret it because like I always want to play it and I see it on my shelf and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to get that played. Right? Like, and I know we have that feeling in this community as a whole about a lot of games, but it like kills me because I love it, but I know it's not going to get played because I assume everyone else is bothered by it as much as I am. And so if I'm not willing to take it off the shelf and deal with all that upkeep, so to speak, of reading a book every 20 minutes for 10 minutes, they don't want to either. But if they could just make an abridged version, my goodness, I mean, the game truly might be a 10 for me. Like, really, like the moment-to-moment gameplay, how the narrative bridges out. There's like 3 different scenarios it comes with, and each one has 8 different endings, so that's 24 different endings. That's amazing. Like, the game is a 10, but making me read for no reason all the time, like it just kills the pacing. Like that game, more than anything, actually made me realize how important pacing actually is in board games. Like they always talk about it so much in video games, and then pacing to a different degree in role-playing games, but I didn't realize how important it was in board games until I played that game, because you're going, you're doing anything, and then just full stop, and you're like, not again. Like, please. I don't. Restoration Games writer, whoever you are, someone who can do
Renegade.
this. I know there's a community member that's trying to fix it himself, but please do something. Give us a patch on the app, or make a download of a book or something that we can just move this along. Give us a bridge version, because it's not that I don't care about your story. It's fantastic, but man, I love your game even more, and I want to play it. So that's my big regret.
Is that an app-driven game? It sounded like.
Yes. In the fact that all the story is, and actually a lot of like you do a lot of like secret choices and stuff like that with it. So it really is very app driven in that regard. Like the moment-to-moment gameplay is on the board and all your stuff, but there is a lot of stuff and choices that you're making along the way on the app. But it doesn't, at least for me, John and Daniel, because John, you've played it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And Daniel has. You guys tell me, do you feel it's cumbersome other than the story on the app? Because I never got that feeling. It felt good. It was just the slow down and read for a while that always stopped.
Yeah. I was saying it had a lot of enjoyable things in the game. There's a lot of it that you get excited about and you have fun doing.
Right.
Yeah, it is a lot of the bogging it down. There was maybe a couple other things about how sometimes you don't really feel like you know what choices you're making when you make your choices. It's like several times I was like,
my biggest
okay,
issue.
I think I'm siding with this faction when I do this. Oh, I'm not. I'm siding with that other faction. Okay.
Yeah.
I misunderstood what they were saying or whatever, and it's like, okay, well now I'm doing this, and so yeah, it was a little odd sometimes to throw that in, but yeah.
Like I like the not exactly always knowing the implication of my actions to a degree, but
Yeah.
I will say that's a flaw in the game where it's too much to where you're
Yeah.
like you said, like you're like, oh yeah, I like the red guys. Wait, I sided with the blue guys.
Yeah, exactly. It was more like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I got 2 comments on this. One, and that this is the most Chris pick ever. Kelly was like, what game do I regret? This game that I didn't like. It was beautiful. It was expensive. And then I bought it and I hated it. Chris, which game do you regret? This game I love. I love this game. I wish I never bought it.
Yep.
I'm just like, he plays 40K and he doesn't like reading? Like, what?
But here's the thing. It's also on brand, Daniel. You're missing the point. It's the only one I've ever backed.
No, that's what I said. Oh. And like I said, this was the most Chris.
I don't
Okay,
think
even
that's
more
true.
reason this is the best Chris pick.
Yep.
You're a liar. I remember another one you backed.
What did I back?
I don't know. It's this like round map, and it looks like I know you backed this. I
A
just can't
dexterity
remember what it's
game
called.
that you
No,
flick.
remember it's a circle. It's like a map. I
crocodile?
don't remember more than that, honestly.
New World
I know
Order?
You backed it. It's
I don't
like
think he
one-
backed it.
No,
Marvel
there's one-
United.
he had it on the table at FBC night. Do you know it?
Oh, War of Whispers. War of Whispers.
Oh, okay. You're right. My bad.
Oh.
Fact checker.
I forgot about that. Good job. I forgot about that. Well, I forgot it was a Kickstarter game. So,
Okay.
but that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Just got to keep it honest, folks.
Two
Wow.
games.
Okay. And I will say the second comment about this, Chris, is that you said pacing is important.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know the people who complain about people who have analysis paralysis and take forever on their turns? You literally just sounded like me describing your actions playing Night Soil. I just want to do my thing, Chris. Hurry up. I don't want to wait 10 minutes for you to read the story.
It was nice having
Fair.
somebody else picked on.
All right. Well, I will say I kind of threw this topic at them all at once. So we've only done the top that segment 3 times. So we've kind of forgotten to be like, well, my beat yours, and we may not have been picked to try to beat each other, but I picked mine to try to beat the rest of them. Okay. Cause I'm going to top their stories and I have the winner right here. So much so that I kind of want to pass it to John because I'm so confident I'm going to win.
No, I'm going to top you.
That's confidence.
No.
Right there.
Because
Right.
I bet you none of you guys have spent $320 on a Kickstarter before.
You're correct.
Only to
Yo,
only
sure
to
have
get
it.
it. Only to get it and realize that every reviewer and previewer of the game had the game taught to it by the designer. Because not a single one of them could read the rule book and actually play this $320 game that is of Batman themed Gotham City.
Yeah.
This was the dungeon crawl. That was the superhero dungeon crawl. And while I'm not a big fan of DC, like if it was Marvel, I would never have even got rid of it. But I wasn't a big fan of DC. But I'm like, this is a. I know, right? If this is a dungeon crawl with superheroes. I've been waiting for this moment, and there still hasn't been one that exists because this game doesn't exist. I read the rules. I poured over it. I read it. I studied it, and I was like, okay, I think I got this. I think I know how to play this game. I think it's going to be really cool. It's one versus many because one guy plays the villains, everybody else plays the heroes. So I set it up, and me and Randy, we start playing it, and we realize we don't know what we're doing. Like we don't know how to do this. So I give the book
blame that
to
on the game.
Randy. And I say, Randy, take this game home. You study this rule book and you come back and explain it to me. By the end of it, he's like, I read this, Daniel. I think I figured it out. It took me about 5 hours. I think this is how we're supposed to do it. And then we're like, great. Okay, we figured it out. We picked a character. Okay, guys. Well, okay. This is how you play the game, guys. The villain has this really cool river system where it picks its action, kind of like Arc Nova, honestly. And whatever the action at the front is the one you can do the easiest. And then you're always doing that. And if you want to do an action later on, you pay more to do that action to make, so that you do it quicker. And that's a really cool system, okay? the heroes, this is how they play. They have energy cubes, and they have to put their energy cubes in little sections so that you can activate a power. If you want to move, put an energy cube in your move. If you want to attack with your power, put the energy cube in the tower. So tell me this. When you have a character who has followers, has henchmen, okay? This is a hero with henchmen. They were cops. And the book literally said, play them the same way you do the villain.
What?
The villain has a row of cards that you manipulate. The heroes don't. I was like, I don't know. I don't know how to do this. And then you're like, hey, you know what? There's 1,000 characters in this board game that I bought for $320.
Yeah.
Just play a different character. Just ignore that character. Yeah, great idea. Except each story was built around specific characters. So that means if you play Adventure 1, you have to use these 4 characters. If you play Adventure 2, you have to play these 4 characters. Adventure 3, these 4 characters. And never shall the two mix. So, tell me, guys, did you figure out how to run your hero like you do the villain when the components don't even exist? Let me know in the comments below.
Maybe somebody did.
You know,
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I've actually. I feel confident you've not actually told me the details like that before. That's baffling. That's wild. Like, that's crazy. Because at first, I thought you were going to say like, "Oh, run the henchman like the hero," but no, you said it run like the villain, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
Like how?
Yeah.
Like what? Like
Don't know.
Wow.
So
That's wild.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Great.
think
So if
you
you
have your work carved out for you there, John. That one's gonna be tough to.
Yeah,
I
I
was
thought
gonna
I was going to be
say
able to beat him. I don't know if I
money
can.
Yeah.
Yes, mine's not quite that bad, I guess, but I'll do my best. Maybe I'm just better at picking what I'm going to back. But mine is I think it was the second thing I ever backed, and it's called the original Sherlock Holmes and his Baker Street Irregulars. And it got me with theme, believe it or not. Hard to believe. But I am a huge... I can almost reach it. I've got the complete collection of Sherlock Holmes up here on the shelf that my son got me, leather bound and everything. And I've read every original work that's been in the Strand magazine back in the 1800s of the Sherlock Holmes stories. They're amazing, awesome stories. And so when something is tapping into the actual, not some Basil Rathbone 50s movie made up story, but the real stories of Sherlock Holmes and building a game around it, and it's $40, and it looks like a fun card-driven game with a nice mat and all this, got me. I mean, all this stuff from the stories, great art. And so I get this game, and it's, wow, this is the most boring, uninspired gameplay I've ever played in my life. And it's in components that make no sense. You got this nice coin, this upgraded coin, to show you which direction the turn's going to go, because it's got a little arrow on it that you can't read because it's this big shiny coin, and you can't, okay, which way is that turning? You can't tell because it's a nice shiny coin. There's no definition. And so that's awesome. It's got this really cool Sherlock Holmes standee that the winner holds. That's what it is. My brother was excited. He's like, I want to play that game, so I want you to take my picture with that standee when I win. I'm like, I let him win just so we don't have to play it again. And then here, I'll take your picture, and I'm selling this game before everybody knows it's trash. Because not only is it uninspired gameplay, boring gameplay, wonky rules besides, and then it has set collection in it. You're gathering cards as evidence. Cool. This is like the chair from the Speckled Band, or this is like whatever. They're all from different stories. And you're going to compile this evidence, and when you have, it's like resources, and you're going to use it eventually to go after Moriarty. He's out there. He requires all this stuff to go after him, and you're going to get the Moriarty card. And then there's set collection, because all those cards, like I said, that's from the Speckled Band, that's from the Silver Blaze, that's from Hound of the Baskervilles. What? You know how many hundreds of stories there are, and how many hundreds of other things that are going to be in each story, and then you can't get it because it's in the story. You have to get it because you need it to go after them. So then at the end of the game, it's just like flip them over. Oh, I got 2 of them from the story, happenstance. And it's like there's no real set collection. It's just some kind of luck of the draw thing that I got these, and at the end of the game, they gave me a point, and you didn't get a point. Ridiculous. It was if you're going to do that, you have to narrow it down to like 5 stories or something, and have them colored different, so you know which one's from which stories. Maybe it'll make a difference, maybe it won't which ones you try to get. none of it made much sense, and it was a bad soup of a game. And yeah, got rid of it before everybody knew it was bad. But there you go.
And this is coming from the guy who likes Stranger Things Eggo.
Exactly. I find that playable, and this I cannot handle. This does not find a space on my shelf.
Me and Chris both yawned and almost fell asleep while you just described
it's so bad.
That might win.
It was painful.
At least Daniel had my attention with Batman and Robin.
No, that was just because my presentation was better.
That was it.
I did.
Maybe I had more froth and venom going on. Maybe that's what it was.
All right. Well, I'm sure everybody has been a victim of a bad pledge. Again, not one that didn't fulfill. But tell us, which Kickstarter disappointed you the most? You got it to the table, you were super excited, and it just did not fulfill any of the promises that it made to you, and you regret and
It
how
was
it
a
lives
filthy
on
liar.
your ledge of dread looking at you, and when you see it, you go, oh, I can't believe I got that game. So
or
let
that
us
one
know.
that you were looking forward to and was a 99 out of 100, but it's got that one little percent.
Yep, that's right.
That's a big.
There's only one way they can screw this up, and they did. Yes,
They did. Yeah, no, scratch what I said. Do what Chris said. Tell me the perfect game that you packed, but it missed by that much.
yes.
All or nothing.
That's right.
That's funny.
All right, guys. Well, hey, that's the end of the regular show. We kind of stopped doing points largely because we've been having technical issues doing the points. So I don't know if anybody has a rant that they want to do. I mean, I felt like I just did.
I think we kind of ranted just now. Yes.
I mean, or maybe I should get the 2 minutes just to defend myself in general. You know what? I'm going to take it. All right.
I don't know.
You're
I think you
defendable,
defended
but
yourself more than we talked about you, to be honest with you.
This episode
Yeah.
is about how Daniel is wrong. But guys, let me tell you this.
How about you tell us how you know you're wrong?
Oh.
Okay, I can do that. I was going to tell you I'm never wrong. But actually, you know what? This is the truth. I know I'm wrong a lot. I buy without researching. If it looks pretty, I'm going to get it. If it's a Marvel-themed game, I will live on my shelf forever and be featured in my background because I love comic books so much. It is a weakness, and they know how to prey on me. And yeah, so I make bad financial decisions because of this. No, it's not that bad. Seriously, I don't do it that bad. But no, what can I say? I am a product. We've used the word fanboy again. If the guy's still watching, I really appreciate.
I doubt that he
you
is.
having a good. I have appreciated you having a good sense of humor. But I am the biggest fanboy you will ever meet. I love my content creators. I love game designers. I love publishers. When I saw Isaac Childress for the first time at Origins, I stood there paralyzed because I didn't know if I should approach him or shake his hand or offer to carry his bags or give him a hug, and I was like, it was just wonderful, and I was just like, I didn't even know that was in me, but apparently it was. So I am an awkward
We all
person.
do.
I have no defense to it, but you know what? I smile a lot, and I like what I do. So,
There's
that's
that.
all
That
that
means
really matters.
something.
That means something.
That means something.
We all knew you were.
All right, well,
Daniel.
yeah. All right. Well, Chris, once again, thank you for joining our show. I know our views are going to go through the roof for this because we have
Yes.
the Chris who has returned.
My
And of course,
voted.
a little spoiler: Chris might be back again
Might
to
be
review
about-
Night Soil. Maybe,
Yes.
maybe.
We'll see if
So
we can work it
that's,
into
that's-
his. We're talking to his agent. We'll
Yeah.
see if we can work it
That's
in.
right.
Yeah.
Your people talk to my people.
Right. He can't
All right.
stay
Well,
away
John,
from
what
the muck.
do you know how to take us out? Andy's not here, so
I know how to send us to birthdays because we have some birthdays to do.
Oh, that's right. Birthdays.
So I can start that. Birthdays.
Birthday.
Board game birthdays, not
Happy,
people.
happy.
We're not talking about people. Board game birthday. The one I have today is for Scarface 1920, which did not come out in 1920. It came out over 100 years later in 2022, so it's only 3 years old, and it's the big, epic, Godfather-ish type game that I have not played. That has amazing pieces in it. What do you call it? Components. The components are awesome.
pieces.
Little guns, little barrels, little all this stuff, and so
Tell me more about these pieces.
it's got pieces.
Sounds like
pieces.
steamed up to
And
me.
bits. Pieces and bits. And so, yeah,
Ace is a
if you own that and you know me, let me know. We got to play that sometime. Kelly, what you got?
Well, my game is On Mars. It came out in 2019.
Oh, your favorite
6 years
game.
old. So this game is so terrible. Even my good friend Dan threw the rule book and said, this game makes no sense. We tried playing it. It was terrible, awful. I sold it to Daniel, which I believe is still sitting on his shelf, and I pointed out to him saying, that's a terrible game. Get rid of it.
Dan couldn't handle it.
Yeah. When Dad quits,
Wow.
run.
That's crazy.
Run.
Okay.
Because Dan knows all
accepted.
about games.
Yeah.
Well, in my game is a game that when it's in the hands of the creator, it's trash. But when they finally give up on it and let us community take it over and let the little baby that it is, it's the best thing that's ever happened to gaming. It's called Blood Bowl. Originally came out in 1986, but
Wow, really?
you should go back about a decade, find the CRP and play with those rules. And if you want to play some really cool rules, hit me up in the comments, because I have my own homebrew rules where everyone's a human. And Daniel played in it, and it was cool.
Yeah, it's great.
It looks
Gobble.
cool.
Gobble, the Gobble League.
The Gobble League. All right. And then mine is My City in 2020. It is a legacy family weight game that everybody loves, all the way from my little Owen to my wife to anybody who's ever come across this game. Yeah, it's a tile laying game. You're trying to make a path from your gold mines, and then all of a sudden the gold rush is over and gold doesn't matter anymore. Now you're building industry, and now you're upgrading buildings, and then you're building trains. This game is crazy. It plays in like 20 minutes, and every time you play, it plays slightly different. It's amazing. That's My City.
Okay. Yeah.
5 years old
Okay.
today.
There you go.
Well, this month.
This month, anyway. All right. Cool.
This month, anyways.
I think that's going to be about all we got for this episode. Thanks for joining us, guys. Thank you out there for watching Around the Board. We appreciate it. Thank you for the views. Please watch us. Please like. Please comment. Even if you're going to yell at us for being fanboys, please comment something down below. We would love to hear from you. And we'll see you next time on Around the Board.
And remember, the weirder your comment is, the more likely Hansa.
I recently started doing some painting because of miniatures.
Woo! Chris, you're
Or
supposed to be
gimmick.
throwing your cards.
Yeah, I know.
throw
But,
your
like,
cards.
I cleaned up my office, and I don't want to get it dirty again.
Throw your miniatures.
Plus, there's
That-
a cool purple.
You got
one.
that free.
I don't have my miniature.
I got that free. That's right. That's my free jet.
That's true. That's the one.